Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Smile, Unmasking the Business of Dentistry. I kind of like following economic news, and if you're following it at all, you'd think that the storm clouds have broken into this bright, sunny future, and in some ways it really has. The S&P 500 ended the last trading day of the quarter in March up by more than 10%, and that's the best it's been since 2019. And then you throw on the AI craze, you've got record corporate profits, and you're looking at cooling inflation, and all of that's contributing really to a stock boom. And then if you follow organizations like the Bureau of Economic Analysis, which puts out some pretty interesting key gauges, you saw the gross domestic product and the consumer spending, all that grew in Q4 of last year. And then if you look at it even further, there's home sales that are bouncing back after it wasn't really clear if that was going to happen in January. Then jobless claims fell, and advertisers raised their full year forecast through the end of the year. So now you got consumer sentiment at its highest level since 2021. Could it get any better? I mean, that's kind of the feeling that comes out of something like that. Well, as small business owners, all of that is really great. And yet, if you're like me, there's always kind of this nagging thought or feeling in the back of your head well, what if? I mean, after living through COVID, what if? I mean, there's always something. Or what if my front desk decides to walk away? People running that department. Or what if I lose a key hygienist? There's so many what ifs in dentistry. And I think that it's so important for us to watch our mindset. And that means watching the mindset either direction. If you're going down a road, there's really a ditch on either side of the road. And you can get into the ditch by really going too far. So just thinking too far to the negative, or thinking too far to the side of optimism where everything's rosy, nothing could go wrong, that can get us into a lot of trouble too. And so these are things that we really want to be aware of. We want to know that the economy is looking good, but at the same time, we always want to have thoughts around what could potentially happen, not to get mired in it, but to have plans. I'm a scenario planner, so I always like to have scenarios A, B, C, and D. And I'm not going to dwell on them, but I am going to be aware that if something starts to happen, that I have a plan to shift to it. And I think that that's the mindset that we really want to watch for ourselves and make sure that we are there. So again, this could change by the time you listen to this, but really right now, the economy does look pretty good. And what's important about that is that consumer sentiment starts to bump up, and that means patient sentiment. So people are maybe a little bit more open to accepting treatment or coming back to the dentist. And it's a great time to reach out and really connect with them in as many ways as you can. And so just a few thoughts as we look at the economic picture going into Q2. And if you have any questions, I'm always available to talk. Love to just discuss your practice, your goals, your personal situation, life-work balance, anything like that. Please feel free to reach out. Until next time, take care.